Hi, I'm Coach Daniel, and if you want to sleep really well for the rest of your life, this channel is for you. Today, we're going to look at 3 reasons you should go back to your bed if you're sleeping on the couch. And these are, number 1, you'll turn self-judgment to self-love. Number 2, you'll escape that looming inevitable trigger in the future. And number 3, you'll build true sleep confidence. Welcome back. This is Insomnia Insight number 326, in which we're going to get real practical. We're going to tackle this classical question of when somebody's new to the channel, or when somebody's a new client or something like that, starting to work towards sleeping well. There's often this question of, okay, I'm starting to do this. At what point should I go back to sleeping on my bed? And this is for somebody sleeping on their couch and somebody who doesn't want to sleep on the couch. To be super clear here, if you sleep on a couch or in a spare bedroom or something like that, and you have no problem with that whatsoever, you could do that forever and be happy with that, well, that's great. Then there is no problem at all. There's nothing inherently preferable to sleeping in a bed versus a couch. But this episode here is for somebody that wants to sleep on the bed and does not want to sleep on the couch. And just very quickly, a little bit of background. I had my approach in the past used to be, stay in the couch, and when you are having more sleep confidence, when you feel better about your sleep, then make the move. I felt like don't rock the boat in the beginning. But I had a guest here, Stephanie Romashevsky from Sleepyhead, and we got this very question from a viewer, and I could tell that she had a different opinion, and I realized that my teaching was not the best here, and I pondered this a lot, and I've come up with better teaching here that I want to share with you. So with that said, let's get into it. So first of all, what are the problems with sleeping on a couch? And I've come up with 3. The first one is that when you're on the couch, it can feel like you're not allowed to sleep on a bed because you have trouble sleeping. It can feel almost like a punishment. Other people can sleep in their beds, but not you, because you have trouble sleeping. You have to sleep in this other kind of inferior place. And that can lead to this like self-judgment, and you being hard on yourself, and you thinking like, oh, everybody else gets to sleep on a bed. Why not me? Why can't I be like everybody else? Why? And that being hard on yourself, this kind of tension and friction it creates, does not lend itself to good sleep. So that is one problem. The second one is the looming threat of an inevitable future event, which is you are at some point going to have to go back to your bed. You know that because that's where you want to sleep. You don't want to be in your couch, which that in itself is a friction. And it also, you have this like thing hanging over you. Like, at some point you have to go back to your bed. And what's going to happen then? It's like this future trigger that you just can't escape. That anxiety from that is another problem. That's number 2. And number 3, and this is really where my teaching changed, was I realized that as long as you are in your couch, you can actually never build true sleep confidence. Because even if you sleep well on your couch, your brain is going to go, yeah, you're sleeping good now, but you're in your couch. You still can't sleep. There's still something wrong with you because you can't sleep in your own bed. So that inability to build true sleep confidence, when you see that not only can you sleep well without doing anything in particular, you can sleep well anywhere, that cannot happen as long as you are in your couch. So these are the 3 reasons why I believe that right off the bat, as soon as you start learning about sleep and starting that journey towards sleeping well, go to your bed. Start the journey there. Because when you do, those 3 problems are reversed. Instead of being hard on yourself, you can find a reason to be compassionate, self-compassion. You can be like, oh, good, you're doing well. You're back in your bed. Like, being kind to yourself comes easier. You don't have that looming future trigger because you're already in your bed, so you're not going to have to go anywhere else. There's no trigger in the future. And number 3, when you see that you can sleep in your own bed, you start building true sleep confidence. So those are the 3 reasons I believe you should go back to sleeping in your bed right now. Now you may think, okay, I get it. I see that may be better, but what if I have trouble sleeping when I'm in my bed? And that, by the way, is very real potential thing that may happen for the first couple of nights, because a change reaction may occur. Not a chain reaction, but a change reaction. And what's that? Well, when you have trouble sleeping, you have this hyperarousal going on. Your mind is kind of looking out for threats. It's identified wakefulness or the lack of sleep as a threat. And it's kind of gotten to a stage where you sleep on the couch where it's, the threat monitoring is a little bit down. It feels a little bit safer, but it's still looking out for threats. And when you're in this hyperarousal state, then any change you do will result in increased monitoring from your brain's safety center, your amygdala. And that can be things like, you decide to go to bed 15 minutes earlier, 15 minutes later, or again, you decide to go to sleep in your bed instead. So when you go to bed, your mind is very likely, I want to say, going to go, okay, you're in bed. What's going to happen now? What if you can't sleep in your bed? What if you're up all night? What if you should be on your couch? What if this? What if that? And that thinking that comes from any change is likely to cause some initial increase in trouble sleeping. That's called a change reaction, or that's what I call it anyway, a change reaction. And when you have a change reaction, which is like a bout of trouble sleeping after a change, that is a good change, that is a positive change, then don't take that as evidence that the change was wrong, there was anything wrong with that. Just expect it and just keep going. And then that magic moment will happen. The magic moment will happen when you see like, oh, a third night or fourth night, like I slept pretty good tonight in my own bed. And then that is really a key moment, a key turning moment. And then I want to add one more thing, which was that, and by the way, this is something Stephanie Romashevsky, again, she pointed me towards. So she mentioned this and I thought about it and I realized that it was very true. During my 9 years as a sleep doctor, of which I've spent the last 2 years interacting with hundreds of people on this channel and coaching, etc. I've never ever come across a bed partner, a spouse who has been annoyed by their bed partner's trouble sleeping. And the reason I bring this up is that a lot of people say, well, I don't want to disturb my spouse. That's why I sleep in the couch. But here's the thing. I hear people all the time being annoyed at their bed partner snoring or kicking in sleep or things of that nature. But like insomnia, I've never ever heard somebody said, oh my gosh, my wife has so much insomnia that annoys me. It's in fact the complete opposite. It's always empathy there. It's always like, oh, my wife, she has so much trouble sleeping. I really feel for her. So your bed partner that you think you might be disturbing actually wants nothing but for you to sleep well. So if you go, you know what, I'm going to go back sleeping in my bed and I might be a little restless, they're going to be happy for you. That's what they want. They want you to sleep well. So they're going to be totally supportive of that. So with all this said, I want to say thank you for tuning in. And if you have any comments, please leave a comment or send an email to questions@thesleepcoachschool.com. If you find everything you need in these videos, that is amazing. Super happy for you. If you feel like you need a little bit more support, accountability, and hand-holding, then please check out BedTyme with a Y on your app store. That's where I coach. So look forward to seeing you back here. Again, if you have any questions, send them in, and I'll be back again tomorrow with more. Until then, take it easy.